Half a league, half a league, half a league onward, all in the valley of death rode the 600. Forward the light brigade, charge for the guns, he said. Into the valley of death rode the 600. Duty is a word with many connotations, from remembering to pick up some milk to great sacrifice for others. Do we do our duty out of obligation or out of love for something larger than ourselves? What happens if we refuse to do what duty says we must? We will examine these many facets of duty through poetry, The Charge of the Light Brigade by Alfred Lord Tennyson, Bruiser by Neil Shusterman, and The American Soldier by Toby Keith, and through prose, Eisenhower's address to the troops, June 6, 1944, Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s A Letter from Birmingham Jail. "Good afternoon," said Scrooge. His nephew left the room without an angry word, notwithstanding. He stopped at the outer door to bestow the greeting of the season on the clerk, who, cold as he was warmer than Scrooge, for he returned them cordially. "There's another fellow," muttered Scrooge. "My clerk with 15 shillings a week, and wife and family, talking about a Merry Christmas. This lunatic in letting Scrooge's nephew out, and had 2 other people let in. They were portly gentlemen, pleasant to behold, and now stood with their hats off in Scrooge's office. They had books and papers in their hands, and bowed to him. Forward the Light Brigade! Was there a man dismayed? Not, though the soldier knew someone there had blundered. Theirs not to make reply, theirs not to reason why, but theirs to do and die. Into the valley of death rode the 600. For as long as I can remember, I've stolen, ripping all the hurts from the people I love and from no one else. I don't choose it, I don't want it, but because they found a place in my heart, I steal their pain as soon as I'm near them, and all because I got caught caring. But those others, all the others, dripping their disapproval like summer sweat, they're on the outside, and I will never let them in. Never." Flashed all their sabres bare, as they turned in air, sabring the gunners there, charging an army while all the world wondered. "Under the impression that they scarcely furnish Christian cheer of mind or body to the multitude," returned the gentleman, "a few of us are endeavoring to raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth. What shall I put you down for?" "Nothing," Scrooge replied. "You wish to be anonymous?" "I wish to be left alone," said Scrooge. "I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. I help to support the establishments I have mentioned. They cost enough, and those who are badly off must go there." "Many can't go there. Many would rather die." "If they would rather die," said Scrooge, "they had better do it and decrease the surplus population. Good afternoon, gentlemen." "Let them keep their bones, shed their own blood. I hate them. I have to hate them, don't you see? Because what if I didn't? What if I suddenly started to care, and their friends became my friends, and every ache and pain, every last bit of damage drained from them to me, until I was nothing but fractures and sprains, cuts and concussions, but as long as I keep them on the right side of resentment, despising them all, I'm safe." "You express a great deal of anxiety over our willingness to break laws, since we so diligently urge people to obey the Supreme Court's decision of 1954 outlawing segregation in the public schools. It is rather strange and paradoxical to find us consciously breaking laws. One may well ask, how can you advocate breaking laws and obeying others? The answer is found in the fact that there are 2 types of laws. One has not only a legal but a moral responsibility to obey just laws. Conversely, one has a moral responsibility to disobey unjust laws. I would agree with St. Augustine that an unjust law is no law at all. Cannon to the right of them, cannon to the left of them, cannon in front of them, volleyed and thundered, stormed at with shot and shell, boldly they rode, and well into the jaws of death, into the mouth of hell rode the 600. Soldiers, sailors, and airmen of the Allied Expeditionary Forces, you are about to embark on the great crusade, toward which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere march with you. In company with our brave allies and brother-in-arms on other fronts, you will bring about the destruction of the Nazi war machine, the elimination of Nazi tyranny over oppressed peoples of Europe, and security for ourselves in a free world. Your task will not be an easy one. Your enemy is well trained, well equipped, and battle hardened. He will fight savagely. I'm just trying to be a father, raise a daughter and a son, be a lover to their mother, everything to everyone. Up and at 'em bright and early. I'm all business in my suit. Yeah, I'm dressed up for success from my head down to my boots. I don't do it for the money. There's bills that I can't pay. I don't do it for the glory. I just do it anyway. Providing for my future is my responsibility. Yeah, I'm real good under pressure, being all that I can be. I can't call in sick on Mondays when the weekend's been too strong. I just work straight through the holidays, sometimes all night long. You can bet that I stand ready when the wolf growls at the door. But this is the year 1944. Much has happened since the Nazi triumphs of 1940 to 41. The United Nations have inflicted upon the Germans great defeats in open battle man to man. Our air offensive has seriously reduced the strength in the air and their capacity to wage war on the ground. Our home fronts have given us an overwhelming superiority in weapons and munitions of war, and placed at our disposal great reserves of trained fighting men. The tide has turned. The free men of the world are marching together to victory. Now, what is the difference between the two? How does one determine when a law is just or unjust? A just law is a man-made code that squares with the moral law or the moral of God. An unjust law is a code that is out of harmony with the moral law. There is nothing wrong with an ordinance which requires a permit for a parade for which I was arrested, but when ordinance is used to preserve segregation and to deny citizens the First Amendment privilege of peaceful assembly and peaceful protest, then it becomes unjust. A line in the sand, a dare there between us. My hand is a weapon, my blood's in a boil. I strain to move mountains, I strain to swing free, denying my nature, I raise up my arm. Let me for once be the bruising brutality. Let me at last be a fist in the face of vicious injustice my brother and I have endured at the hands of our uncle. But my fist is still fixed by invisible shackles. The mountain won't move, my hand won't swing free. I cannot deliver, I only receive, and he gloats at his victory, laughs at my shame. I hope you can see the distinction I am trying to point out. In no sense do I advocate evading or defying the law as the rabid segregationist would do. This would lead to anarchy. One who breaks an unjust law must do it openly, lovingly, and with the willingness to accept the penalty. I submit that an individual who breaks a law that conscience tells him is unjust and willingly accepts the penalty by staying in jail to arouse the conscience of the community over its injustice is in reality expecting the very highest respect for the law. When can their glory fade? Oh, the wild charge they made! All the world wondered. Honor the charge they made! Honor the Light Brigade! Noble 600! And I will always do my duty, no matter the price. I've counted up the cost, I know the sacrifice. I don't want to die for you, but if dying's asked of me, I'll bear that cross with honor, 'cause freedom don't come free. I'm an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I will proudly take a stand. When liberty's in jeopardy, I will always do what's right. I'm out here on the front lines, so sleep in peace tonight. I have full confidence in your courage, devotion to duty, and skill in battle. We will accept nothing less than full victory. Good luck, and let us all beseech the blessing of Almighty God upon this great and noble undertaking. Thank you.